fight,
Yeah.
because they are like brothers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Islam is like just waiting to see if Belal loses to Jack Della Maddalena.
The Belal Muhammad underrated conundrum. Renato Moicano's hot take on Belal Muhammad has set off a firestorm of debate among fans and pundits alike. According to Moicano, the welterweight sensation, who has quietly amassed wins by outclassing his opponents, is getting way too little credit. Despite his steady performances, many in the fight game seem to brush aside his skills as just another fighter. But Moicano isn't buying it. In his eyes, Belal's technique and resilience are major game changers, and the chatter in the locker room suggests that those who dismiss him may soon be in for a rude awakening. This isn't just another case of overconfidence. It's a call to arms for fighters and fans alike. The underestimation of Belal Muhammad isn't merely a hot topic. It's a looming challenge for anyone daring enough to step into the octagon with him. And with his next bout looming at UFC 315, every doubter's clock is ticking. A featherweight's bold leap, Ilia Taporia's new era. If you thought that was all the drama, think again. In an unexpected twist, Ilia Taporia is relinquishing his featherweight title to make a bold leap into the lightweight division. Taporia is trading in his old belt for new challenges. While there have been rumors of an immediate title shot against Islam Makhachev, the lightweight champs camp was quick to set the record straight. Taporia first needs to prove his worth by taking on a top contender. Not one to shy away from reinvention, Taporia has promised fans that his next appearance in the octagon will be under a new identity. Ex-Matador has been my ally in every fight, but next time I'll step in with a new persona. Giu Nuera, he declared. In a sport where image and momentum go hand in hand, Taporia's shift isn't just about changing weight classes. It's about shedding old skin and rising anew. His fans can only wait with bated breath to see if this new identity translates into a shockingly fresh performance. Dream Demons and Divine Intervention, Bryce Mitchell's unlikely confession. In another corner of the UFC universe, Bryce Mitchell has become an unexpected source of both controversy and inspiration. Set to face Gian Silva at UFC 314 next month, Bryce isn't just sharpening his striking skills, he's also grappling with what he calls legions of demons. Earlier this week, Mitchell accused Silva, in a rather colorful exchange, of sending hordes of demons to haunt his dreams. It sounds like a plot twist straight out of a horror movie, but for Bryce, it was all too real. Taking to Instagram, Bryce posted a heartfelt video update that had fans both laughing and nodding in solidarity.
Man, I feel bad for you because you will be judged, for trying to make fun of somebody when they're asking for help.
Thank y'all for the prayers. It worked. The demons went back to hell, and my sleep's been great, he shared. It wasn't just a quirky outburst. Bryce poured his heart out, explaining how the power of prayer saved him from a night filled with sweat and terror. Besides facing ridicule from some critics who accused him of seeking attention, Bryce's message was clear. Sometimes you need to call on a higher power when the going gets tough. And if his new t-shirt, featuring a graphic of a fighter wrestling a demon, says anything, it's that Bryce is not afraid to wear his battle scars, both physical and spiritual, for all to see. Leon Edwards' vengeance, a rematch in the making. Not content with spiritual battles alone, the UFC drama continues in the war of words between Leon Edwards and his latest rival, Belal Muhammad. After suffering a close, unanimous decision loss to Belal, amid early morning challenges and injury setbacks, Leon is now planning his comeback. His target? A high-stakes rematch at UFC London that promises to be nothing short of explosive. Edwards was candid about his struggles. "I was fighting at 5 a.m. with injuries. I just didn't feel myself," he admitted.
Headshot, bang! Done! A long for 4 years. They all doubted me, so I couldn't do it. They all said I couldn't do it. Look at me now!
Hinting that the fight's outcome wasn't entirely on his terms. Besides these setbacks, the seasoned veteran is adamant that his overall record, undefeated for nearly a decade, speaks for itself. "Give me one more opportunity to prove my worth," he declared, confident that his experience and raw talent will eventually silence the critics. The anticipation is building, and fans are already speculating on how this rematch might unfold. Adding fuel to the fire, Belal Muhammad wasn't shy about throwing a verbal jab back on social media. In a series of posts on X, Belal dismissed Leon's excuses with a mix of confidence and disdain. "This guy's full of excuses. That's why Brady will beat him," Belal tweeted, even reminding everyone of the early morning bout where he allegedly beat up Leon at 5 a.m. It's a bold claim that only adds to the growing hype for their next encounter. Social media showdowns and birthday cameos. Amidst these heated exchanges, the online chatter is impossible to ignore. One particularly memorable moment came courtesy of a cameo post on X by a user known as Ocelot MMA. In a tongue-in-cheek tribute for Leon's birthday, the post recalled that Leon's favorite fighter once lost his title at 6 a.m. "Happy birthday, Robert. Welcome to the new era," this highlighting the quirky intersections of personal milestones and professional setbacks. In the digital age, even a fighter's birthday becomes a stage for both celebration and subtle shade. Weight Wars, Mike Perry's bold rebuttal. As if the narrative wasn't packed enough with fighter rivalries and bold proclamations, another subplot is unfolding in the bare-knuckle realm. Mike Perry recently fired back at Jeremy Stephens following Stephens' call-out after a stoppage victory over Eddie Alvarez at Knucklemania 5. Stephens had set one condition for a potential matchup. The fight must take place at 170 pounds, with a strict rehydration clause to ensure Perry doesn't weigh in over 190 pounds. Perry, ever the outspoken character, wasn't having any of it. In an interview with MMA Fighting, he questioned the very notion of such a condition.
Do I not deserve millions, bro? And I know I can beat him, bro. I'm a huge underdog. I'm giving up a lot of weight.
That's a big fight.
Let's do 170, and you can't blow up past 190.
Perry argued. He even recalled his past achievements in the bare-knuckle arena, pointing out that his knockout of a top-tier fighter was recorded in mere seconds. It's a classic case of the veteran refusing to bend to the whims of regulators and critics, insisting that his natural weight is the only number that matters. The waiting game, Islam Makhachev's calculated move. Not to be left out of the drama, the current UFC lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev, has been playing his cards close to his chest. With a desire to secure double champ status, Islam has made it clear that he isn't eager to face Belal Muhammad anytime soon, even though the pair are friends and training partners. According to reports, Makhachev is waiting to see if Belal can hold on to his welterweight title against Jack Della Mattina, with their bout scheduled for May 10th at UFC 315. Some insiders, even a certain fighter known for his outspoken opinions, suggest that Islam's hesitation is strategic.
People, man, maybe you don't like him, maybe you don't like his style, but he's good, brother.
One commentator noted, hinting that while some might not appreciate Belal's style, his track record speaks volumes. Whether or not Islam Makhachev eventually steps into the ring with Belal Muhammad remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. The lightweight division is far from settling into a comfortable rhythm. The waiting game is on, and fans are left speculating about the next seismic matchup. A UFC universe in flux. What do all these interconnected storylines tell us about the current state of the UFC? First, the division lines are blurring. Fighters like Ilia Taporia are boldly reinventing themselves by switching weight classes and adopting new identities, all while leaving behind a legacy of past glories. At the same time, the underdog story of Belal Muhammad and the vocal support from fighters like Renato Moicano challenges everyone to reassess who really holds the power in the cage. Then, there's the emotional roller coaster of Bryce Mitchell, whose candid revelation about battling demonic dreams adds a surreal, almost otherworldly element to the sport. His reliance on prayer and spiritual armor underscores that sometimes the fight isn't just physical, it's also a mental and spiritual battle. Whether you find his story inspiring or just plain bizarre, it's clear that the UFC isn't short on personality. Leon Edwards' quest for redemption further exemplifies the ever-present hunger for victory that defines UFC fighters. Even after tasting defeat in the early hours of the morning, Leon's determination to get back on top remains unshaken. And with Belal Muhammad's pointed social media riposts, the narrative is as much about psychological warfare as it is about physical prowess. Finally, the weight class banter sparked by Mike Perry's unapologetic rejection of strict weight limits highlights that, in a sport built on raw strength and endurance, every ounce matters. Fighters are not only battling opponents in the cage, but also the constraints of an ever-evolving athletic landscape where regulation and personal prowess collide. Ready for the next round. In today's UFC universe, underestimating an opponent is a luxury no fighter can afford. From Renato Moicano's bold assertion that Belal Muhammad is a sleeping giant waiting to explode, to the dramatic reinventions, dream demons, and weight wars defining the landscape, every development is a reminder that the octagon is as unpredictable as it is electrifying. As new eras emerge, with fighters shedding old identities and embracing the unknown, the message is loud and clear. The UFC is not just a sport. It's an ever-evolving drama where every fighter is both a warrior and a storyteller. So, whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual observer, keep your eyes peeled and your expectations high, because in the world of UFC, the next explosive twist is just around the corner.